What's up, everybody? KD3 here. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating, I hope you had a good one. Now, as you can see here, while we're wrapping presents, drinking eggnog, spending time with the people we care about most and appreciating each other, what is Kotaku doing? Trying to cause discord, trying to split us apart. On Christmas Eve. You've got to be kidding me. 6 years ago, the most stylish RPG ever revived a dying genre.
Objection!
On Christmas Eve. Really, Kotaku? This just reeks of desperation. Now, to be fair, it is December, so that ad money looking good. That ad money is looking phenomenal. I will not lie to you. I can see why they would do something like this. We're kind of having we're having a double money event right now. But I didn't think they would be trying to reach on Christmas Eve. Like, this is actually insane. Their credibility is going further into the toilet. It's just desperate move after desperate move. And this is why I didn't call y'all losers in the intro, because today Kotaku is showing that they're the real losers. Now listen, dying genre? Absolutely not. JRPGs are one of the best, if not the best, genre of video game. You get the most for your money playing JRPGs. And the only reason why they're not more popular is because a lot of people in the West hate them, like Kotaku. They hate the anime art style. They hate the anime tropes, fair enough. Some of them are very strange. But it's mainly, the anime art style that holds it back. Because in the West here, we love our realistic graphics. We love our realism. That's why we love Final Fantasy 16 so much. A bastardized JRPG. Like, can we even call that a JRPG? It tried so hard to appeal to Westerners. Like, that game, it looks like Game of Thrones plus Dragon's Dogma. Like, I know the DMC director worked on it, but the combat makes it look more like Dragon's Dogma to me. And to be honest, Final Fantasy 16 was probably one of my most disappointing games that I played this year. Like, don't get it twisted. It's like, it's a good game, but it just wasn't up my alley. I expected more from it. It just didn't really click with me. So I've been trying to finish the game, but I just can't do it. I had to put the game down. But anyways, this isn't about my personal ramblings about FF16. We're talking about Persona 5 revived a dying genre. Like, this is so asinine. Like, anybody that genuinely believes this, they don't play JRPGs. I'm sorry, you do not. JRPGs are thriving right now, and some compromises may have been needed to be made for some games, but JRPGs are getting there. Another thing I forgot to mention, people absolutely despise turn-based combat here in the West because it's not realistic. Like caveman brain. Like, I get where they're coming from, but it's caveman brain activity. It's like, you really can't look past that shallow thought process and give the game a chance. Like, the reason why Persona 5 has done so well, even though it's still turn-based, is because of how flashy it is, and it's inspired other games like Honkai Star Rail. Turn-based isn't my favorite combat style. I'd say ATB is my favorite because it's a perfect balance. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with turn-based, but people standing there and waiting to take their turns or whatever it drives people up a wall. So we hate our turn-based JRPGs. a lot of very good JRPGs get neglected because of it. And we praise the brain dead action-based games that look like Game of Thrones. It's a shame, really. But anyways, let's look through a couple of these comments. Let's see what the people have to say about this asinine article. Let me know what you have to say about this asinine article. Actually, you know what? I just realized before we even do that, I haven't even actually read it. Let's click that. Let's read it. Alright, 6 years ago, the most stylish RPG ever revived a dying genre. Now that we've entered the final few days of 2023, the year's bumper crop of new game releases has slowed to a trickle, with long, lazy days looming ahead. It's a lovely time to cuddle up with one of the biggest, beefiest games in your backlog, and if you're looking for beef, RPGs are the way to go. On December 15th, Atlus announced that Persona 5 crossed a major sales landmark. The modern fantasy RPG and its spin-offs have now sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. Nowadays, the Persona series seemed like a sure bet, but just a few years ago, it was a niche fascination for a few devoted weebs. If you haven't checked it out already, now's your chance. Back in 2017, when Persona 5 first debuted outside Japan, critics and audiences had largely soured on turn-based role-playing games, waving them off as dated and passé. The previous year, Final Fantasy XV ditched menu-driven gameplay for rapid-fire action combat that was flashier and faster than the venerable Square Enix series had ever been. It seemed like turn-based RPGs were a thing of the past, until Persona 5 set the world on fire. They say that, but I believe Final Fantasy XV didn't do well, not because it was action-based, but it was mainly because the game was a mess. It couldn't really capture people's interest. Plus, you know, they lost a lot of people from the initial Final Fantasy fan base because they were changing stuff way too much. I personally liked the game. Like the combat, it was passable, but I really liked the characters and stuff. Story I didn't really care about, but hanging out with the bros was cool. Let's see. The game takes place in modern day Tokyo. Okay, are they just gonna explain the story? Alright. I don't see a game taking 100 hours to beat as a shortcoming. I get it, like, people don't have the time or whatever, but you can't hold that against the game. Like, if it bothers you that much, go play something else, to be honest. Okumura's palace is not that big of a deal. The only annoying part of Okumura's palace is the airlock, and the boss fight, like I keep saying, is a skill check. And if you can't beat the Okumura boss fight at that point in the game when they teach you how to do everything, then you need to just get better at the game. I'm sorry. But okay, so also the game's on sale right now. On Steam, it's $12. So I don't know how much it is on consoles, but if you got a PC and you want to play Persona 5 Royal, $12. Game's easy to run. It has my endorsement. Grab it. But let's see what the comments are saying. So yeah, love P5 but dying genre. Kotaku gonna go Taku, of course. A Switch exclusive. What is this? Okay. I wish Trails was as popular as Persona. Leave it to Kotaku journalists to create drama on Christmas Eve. Absolutely desperate. Loser behavior. Yes, and Ellie is the first female protagonist ever. We get it. You don't play video games. Facts. There was a community note. Oh, there is. I didn't see this. Readers have added context. JRPGs have never been a dying genre. In fact, Pokemon is considered a JRPG and is still a success in matter of sales. Yeah, Pokemon's turn-based. But you could say it's different because it's Pokemon. And people will deal with whatever when it comes to Pokemon, as proven by Sword and Shield with those god-awful frame rates. Seems like this new employee of yours is just using GPT. God dang. Kotaku isn't dying fast enough. I agree. The important question is whether Kotaku journals suffer critical brain damage on hiring or whether they're just born that way. For anyone confused by the reader zone, the article is not talking about JRPGs, but the tactic style. Okay. It resurrected the whole genre. This dude gotta be a troll. Damn. Nah, he was just looking for engagements. There's no way he genuinely believed that. Imagine getting blocked for monetization because your writers are trash. P4 was better than 5. Nah. Are we forgetting this came out the same year Dragon Quest XI? Other than the obvious dying genre, sure. Let's see. Alright, so it is clear people at Kotaku do not play video games. People at Kotaku do not play JRPGs. They have never played a JRPG before. They believe Persona 5 is the second coming of Christ, and it is very silly. Anyways, well, that's all I gotta say. Happy holidays. Please don't do silly things like Kotaku. Please, for the love of God. Happy holidays. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Got more content coming for you guys. Happy holidays.
And I'm out. Later, losers.